Either like you take something from this video or you just end up laughing at me for the duration of this video. Either way, all responses are valid and are welcome. Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're doing a little bit of a makeup tutorial. Actually, I take that back because tutorial, no, I'm not a makeup artist. I don't even know half of like the rules of makeup or whatever. A few vlogs ago I decluttered a lot of my expired products. In January I stocked up on a few more bits and pieces to replenish the ones that I had to get rid of, and I have just been having so much fun doing my makeup, so I thought we'll do my makeup together today and show you what we've been doing. It's been so fun, and there's nothing more womanly than doing your makeup sometimes. Like, how do you even explain that feeling to a man? You know what I mean? A few disclaimers though. I have my main mirror, like my big mirror here, and my mini mirror here, and if I'm not looking directly at the camera, that's what I'm looking at. I'm not having eye contact issues. It's just like I need to make sure what I'm doing is, you know, good and stuff. My skincare is done. I did moisturizer and sunscreen already, so that's pretty much our base layers already taken care of. I like to start off hydrated, obviously, because it's just nice to have skin that is looking healthy to start. And also my makeup is very your skin but better. I don't do a lot of color correction. I do like the basics of the basics. Your girl just does what she knows how. That's it. So to start off, I have been using this saie illuminator and I've been really liking it. I got it only in the mini size because I wasn't sure if it was gonna change anything or do anything for me, but even when I'm not wearing makeup, sometimes I would just use this and on top of my sunscreen, of course, and this just gives me a healthier skin glow. I saw or I heard someone describe it as your foundation without the coverage, and that's pretty apt. That's pretty apt. It just gives you that glow from a foundation but not that coverage, which, you know, for no makeup days is perfect. My foundation is the Patrick Ta. I like to do my makeup more on the dewy side. That's just personal preference. So a lot of my makeup products are more on that dewy inclined side. I made a commitment to actually start doing foundation or using foundation more because I realized I didn't touch my foundation for the most of last year. So I'm like, maybe this is the year I use my foundation a lot more. And to be honest, it's actually, I think that's what's made the main difference with my makeup. That's like more glaringly obvious. Actually, guys, I just almost made a big mistake. That's what happens when I get too excited when I'm recording. I have also been warming up all of my makeup stuff on my hand before I put it on my face. And I think I like it this way because it's a lot easier to control the products the amount of product you use, because if you think about it, you can always add more, but taking away makeup is pretty hard. And for foundation, I just really apply to the perimeter of my face. I don't like to put it in my inner eye area because we're still gonna go in there with concealer later, and I try my best to avoid anything that can allow that cakey or like heavy look. I also don't love when my makeup is like super, it feels like I'm wearing makeup like super heavy, you know. I only used about a pump and a half or so, but honestly, if you want that beat makeup look, I know you have to use a lot more foundation. I don't know, I just can't wrap my head around using so much products. I don't know. You guys, leave me your tips for your makeup routines and stuff. Like, what are your product holy grails? Like, what do you swear by? I like, let's be girls and yap and just like kiki. There's something about wearing earrings that for me makes me feel like I don't need to wear any other piece of jewelry. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, I don't remember the last time I wore a necklace. or even rings, which is weird for me. Okay, my base pretty much done. I think this is pretty standard. For bronzer, I've been using again the saie Sun Melt. It's the shade Sun Melt dark. It's the shade Sun Melt, I think. I think it's called dark. I don't know what this is called, but I'll leave it on the screen once I figure it out. It's the bronzer from saie. I would love to like spritz this with a little bit of water, but I don't have a bottle right now, so I'm just gonna not do that. Again, warm it up at the back of my hand first before like throwing it on my skin. This would also help it to be like not splotchy, I feel like, because if you just put it directly on your skin, it's not really like blended, right? I decided to switch my view or my camera so that I think it's a little bit brighter this way. Ideally, you should use your blush first. To be honest, the blush is the only thing I apply directly to my skin, just because I like my blush to be very concentrated. That's pretty heavy-handed, I'm not even gonna lie, but oh, I'm using the Rhode Pocket Blush in the shade Sun Soak. You guys know, if you watch the vlogs and stuff, you would know that she's we love her, okay? We're almost done our base, and I would typically apply my lip stain now. I really like using a lip stain for my lips, especially for the liner portion of it. I use the sacheu lip liner stay in the color Hazel. I think mine's a little old now because it clumps more than it spreads, so I need to get a new one or do something about that, I don't know. But I'm just gonna put this on the perimeter of my lips. And a little bit of a, I guess, trigger warning, I do look crazy with this on, but it's worth it. I told you, I warned y'all, I do look a little crazy. And do not try and rub your lips together. I do that too many times and it just moves the products. Like, let it sit. Going in with Haus Labs, I'm actually obsessed with this concealer. It's so like creamy and stuff. I really like it. I really like it. Again, we're warming it up in our hands before we apply it on our face. I just roughly placed around where I want to blend my concealer, and now I'm gonna just like use this little brush and blend everything. I also don't like to place concealer right under my under eye, just because I would rather just blend it up into there instead of putting product directly there. I would move whatever product I blend just like right there. I like to like blend it this way so it kind of lifts my face a little bit. I was telling my sister the other day that it feels like every time I do a brightening concealer and I put powder on, it feels like it creases, or it doesn't crease, it just it splotches. I don't know if it's how I'm applying the powder, but she told me that she sets her powder immediately she applies it. So I'm gonna use the Mercier translucent powder and try and set it. I have a powder puff, but I feel like every time I use this I always get the splotch, so I'm gonna try the brush today and try my luck with this instead of using a powder puff. Oh my god, I feel like it's so concentrated here now. I'm probably doing this part wrong, but it's okay. Oh my god, I think I got powder in my eye. Okay. Again, I'll go in with powder. kind of looks scary. It looks like I'm baking, but it wasn't my intention to bake. Okay, I'm just gonna continue with the rest of my makeup. I'm using the bronzer again for the like edges of my nose. I really feel like I should try and get a lot of this powder off, cause oh my god, it looks like a lot. It's not moving. What am I gonna do? Okay, whatever. Okay, going with the bronzer on the sides of my nose. I feel like playing with cream and powder products at the same time, very dicey. Oh well. When I tell you, like, I'm not a professional, believe me, because oh my god, what is this? That's crazy. To powder bronze, I'm gonna use this NARS Laguna bronzing powder in Laguna 8. This product, a little goes a long way. You don't need too much, so you have to be very mindful of how you apply it. You gotta be careful, you gotta be mindful, you gotta be demure. Like, a little will actually go a long way. See what I mean? Like, it's such a good product too. Like, it's so good. And I'm hoping some of this bronzer would just, like, some of the bronzing powder would counteract the brightness from the under eye, because she's giving me scary vibes right now. I put some of the bronzing powder on my lids as well for like a little bit of like a darkened look. Okay, I'm using the powder brush again just to go over all the areas that I don't bronze typically, just to set the rest of my makeup. I don't want to use more powder because there's still like powder on this like brush, but I would just use like whatever's left over to just control the shine and whatnot. Okay, this is what we're looking like. I'm a little scared because it's looking very harsh on my viewfinder, so I'm a little scared. I think the black lips are not helping either, but you have to trust me, it's all gonna come together. Either like you take something from this video or you just end up laughing at me for the duration of this video. Either way, all responses are valid and are welcome. Try my best to control my bronzer. I like to lift it higher on my face, but it always just falls this way. And I think my base is okay. I said cream and powder, mixing them together is very scary business, but I always do this. It's never failed me, okay? And it's mixing or using my rhode blush after I put my powder products. But what I'm gonna do before I do that is to set my face. So hopefully that would help marry all the powder and all the products together down before I use or I go in with my primarily cream blush. This is the City Set by Saie. This will actually keep your makeup locked in. Every time I've used it, my makeup has like stayed for a good amount of time. I wish I had a low fan right now, but we're gonna let this kind of dry or simmer into the skin a little bit. I've been doing my makeup for at least 30 minutes. I promise it doesn't take this long naturally, but I'm talking with you guys, I'm like kikiing, so obviously it's gonna take me a while, but this is like my everyday makeup, but it's also I have time to do my makeup, everyday makeup. It's not like I have only 5 minutes to get out the house type makeup. This product is so silky, like I don't know if you can see it, but if the camera even picks it up, but it literally is like a cream on my hand. Even applying it, like look at how the thing looks. It's so shiny and like shimmery. Not shimmery, but it's so shiny and velvety, like smooth. So it's like great for like no makeup days because it's gonna easily blend, or even like times like now. it's just gonna like sit on my skin so nicely, and I think that's the reason why I have no problem using this even after I use powder products. Technically, I'm gonna bring my blush down to my cheeks here as well. I definitely need a lot more. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? I'm just gonna put it directly on my skin, to be honest, because I could use the blush. Ta-da! Okay, I think I'm good with this. I'm gonna go again with the leftover of whatever's left from my powder brush and just use it to tame that down a little bit so it's not super shiny. I think this is great. This is great. Right? So what do I do next? What would I do next? What would I do next? Fix my lip. But before we do that, we're gonna do mascara. It's already lifting. That's a good sign that she's ready to be taking off. So I'm doing the Maybelline Firework. I just found this in Shoppers and I picked it up. So this is what we're doing for mascara. I actually do this or use this for my brows as well. I don't want to see anyone judging me. It's just easy for me than trying to like line my brows, clean it with concealer. Like, I don't like that. And then I'll use whatever's left over from the wand. Like, I don't dip it back in, but I'll use it to slightly brush my brows. I use a plain brow brush thingy and I just blend the mascara through my brows. That way it's not too black, but it still gives that like definition, in my opinion. And people actually compliment my brows when I go out, so I know that I don't look weird. What do you think? Little bottom lash action. Oh no. This mascara, I don't know if I'd say I love it because it feels like sometimes it's I'm packing too much product at a time, and that's obviously more prone to clumping and just getting smudged and stuff. But I try and manage and control my hand as much as I can. I love when this starts to peel by itself because that just makes my life easier. I'm just gonna peel the lipstick off. Tell me what it's doing. There you go. I have automatically lip lined my lips for the rest of the day. Okay. What are we doing for lips? I typically will decide between these three. It's more everyday, so I don't know what to do. If I'm going on date night, I would typically go for something darker, like something like more restaurant vibey. If I'm doing everyday, I tend to use this because I like the rich. I also like this one as well. I like the deep, rich pink that this has. And my dermatologist actually complimented this lip balm on me without lip liner or anything. She was like, oh my god, it compliments you so well. Shout out to her because she's so nice to me. I don't know why. Every time I go for my appointment, I always look forward to seeing her. She's the best. I saw, this is like a random story time, but I saw a little TikTok and the girl was like basically saying, we need our corporate baddies too. And that is so true. Like, everyone's trying to do content, everyone's trying to do like be an influencer and make money online, but we need our 9-to-5 baddies too. Like, I look forward to seeing my dermatologist because she's so nice and like we can kiki hello, right? So imagine if she said no. She's a baddie, like, you can tell, right? But imagine if she said no, like, oh my god, I need to get on content and do whatever. Who would be my dermatologist then? But shout out to her for doing that. We need our 9-to-5 baddies. This is basically all I'm trying to say. You know, I'm just like really just yapping off my ass here. But I always envisioned myself being like an engineer on site, you know, wearing like a t-shirt tucked into jeans, my hair in a bun, like sleek back, like giving like serious like vibes, you know. but life doesn't quite pan out that way sometimes, and it's okay. It really is. It's just, I'm just saying. But let's ignore. I think my makeup's pretty much done. I'm scared of how this is gonna look because on my viewfinder, she's looking a little crazy. But in my mirror, like, I'm like, I think I look okay. Like, I would go out like this. Guys, I think this is where we're gonna call it. This is what my everyday makeup tutorial looks like. Again, not a tutorial because you can see how confused I get doing my own makeup sometimes. But I just really wanted to share because, you know, it's a fun thing to do as girls, just getting ready and stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know, what are your favorite products? What do you do? What are your like little hacks for makeup that makes your makeup routine a lot faster? Like, let me know. Okay, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye for now.